Hi, my name is Hayden Reitenbach, and I am the lab engineer in the Hydrotechnical Lab at the University of Saskatchewan. Here we have civil, geological, and environmental engineers doing water-related labs. If you'd like, join me on a bit of a lab tour. So in this main lab space, we have several large flumes. They can be used essentially like a river or a stream. There is a bit of undergrad labs that go on here, a bit of graduate level research, and a whole bunch of different experiments that we can run using this base equipment. All right, so here we have the flume up and running. What you see here is flow going over top of the weir. This is something that you might see on a river that allows us to keep a little bit of water upstream. The water comes over top and makes this splashy event here called a hydraulic jump. Now, that hydraulic jump is unfortunately sometimes an issue. On the people side of things, it is a bit of a hazard for swimmers and boaters. This scale model of a person is about the right density of a real average Canadian adult male. So if we were to have this swimmer inadvertently end up in the water, we can see that even though that water looks fairly calm on the surface, the swimmer's trapped. They can't swim downstream because the water ends up cycling back upstream near the surface, and the only water going all the way downstream that'll get you out is right at the bottom, where there is no air for you to breathe. But this is one of the things that we're looking at trying to make safer for the general public here at the University of Saskatchewan. So now that you've seen the main lab space, we're going to take you to the undergrad lab, which houses a bunch of smaller experiments that we use throughout the course of the undergrad program. So if you'll follow me. So we have a collection of different experiments around the entirety of this room. There are multiple different disciplines that will use the equipment in here. There's some labs in civil, geological, environmental, and mechanical engineering that all have a fluid mechanics component in this room. So a few things that we have, this apparatus over here allows us to see that exact moment in a pipe when the water gets swirly and turbulent. We have a small wind tunnel around the back that allows us to put various shapes in and see how much drag they produce. We have a couple of different pipe flow apparatus around the room. They allow us to look at how much effort does a pump have to put into a pipe to get water to go through it. We have a couple of different flow meters. Another fun piece of equipment that we use here in the undergrad program is this jet apparatus. If I turn on the jet, we have that jet firing straight up, splashing around. And if we say had a really high dam in our hydroelectric power plant and we ramp up the speed, we get more force. Now there's a lot of really neat physics that goes into this that we can distill out into different equations and predict how much energy, for example, we could get out of a given flow in order to produce electricity. We have some flow visualization tables as well. This is one of the many pieces of equipment that we use in the undergrad program. Again, water being clear does not give you a whole lot of information of how it behaves when it moves around solid objects. This table gives us a glimpse into what that water is doing. So we have an array of needles hooked up to some beautiful blue dye here. If we turn that dye on, we can see exactly what happens as water goes around our semi and also an aerofoil. And over in the corner here, we also have a very large whirlpool. This is one of the types of fluid behavior that we study here at the College of Engineering. Now in the lab that you might do with this vortex tank, we have this nice little vorticimeter it's called. It's essentially a little float with an arrow on it. We can place it in the water and track its movement around this vortex. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Hydrotechnical Lab here at the University of Saskatchewan. I know I joined engineering because I enjoy tinkering with things and seeing how things work, and it blossomed into an appreciation for aerodynamics and fluid dynamics. You don't have to be as specific in loving hydrotechnical. There is a bunch of different things that this college has to offer and a bunch of different ways to be interested in STEM programs. University of Saskatchewan is a great place to experience all of those things, and I hope you enjoy all that this college has to offer.